Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Welcome
Hello.
to Scrambled podcast.
Welcome.
Guess what we just fucking did, you guys?
Guess what?
Guess what? How you been? How you doing? We just watched the first episode of RuPaul's All Stars 3. How do you?
RuPaul's Drag Race All Stars Season 3.
Yeah, that shit. And it was lit. There was a lot of ups and downs, emotional turmoil on my behalf, and just a lot of feelings.
I was ready for it, and I was not panicked at all.
I was not. You've also seen other All-Star seasons, and
yeah.
You're ready for the
You're green to
tomfoolery.
the game.
I am green to the game. I like that. Green to the game. Was that an insult? Is that from somewhere? There's
No.
a sock. There was a sock in my pants.
This isn't even mine.
There was a sock in the leg of my pants. I just pulled it out. I literally just went
A
like
reveal.
this. I literally
Oh
just
my
went like
God.
this. They were especially skinny when I put them on. I felt like something was in there.
You're like, ooh, these are snug around my ankles.
There was a sock in the leg of my pants.
It's not even a no-show.
No, I don't mind if my
It's a
sock
no-go.
Fuck you. The no-shows that I have slip off.
No, I was just making fun of the fact that you didn't
It's not
acknowledge
even
the fact that I called you green.
You bitch! You're a cunt.
Look at her feet.
I fucking hate you.
Okay,
You know what, Miguel? I'm gonna go home.
so let's focus. RuPaul's Drag Race.
RuPaul's Drag Race. Okay, so I'm very much a newbie when it comes to All Stars. I've only seen a couple of seasons of just Drag Race.
Yeah.
I saw the first episode, most of the first episode of All Star Season 2.
Yeah.
So I was not ready. For one, I will say this first and foremost. I do not like the elimination process. Because
I don't think
feel
anyone
like
really
it's
does.
catty. One, I don't like it specifically because I want people to lip sync for their life. I think it's very passionate.
Yeah.
I want people to cry. I want people to hug. I want people to just eat people.
You
on
just
the
want everyone to be
stage.
friends.
Well, not necessarily.
Really?
But I'd like the judges' critiques to have weight,
Yeah,
and with Queens eliminating,
You don't like for them to be left to their own devices.
with Queens eliminating Queens, it just feels like there can be,
It's like a layer of viciousness.
there
added.
can be people who are just because there's people that really do skim through the competition
Yep.
and just are safe, and they make it to the end without actually being exceptional.
That's true.
And then they have the power. I mean, they might not
Dear.
ever have the power to eliminate somebody. Eventually, they're gonna go home.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but I just don't like that aspect. I think people should be exceptional and they should be rewarded and punished accordingly.
Okay. That's
And
fair.
so I agree with spoiler. This whole episode is
There's
gonna
a
be full of
spoiler,
spoiler.
and you're gonna get into it. You're gonna get the fuck out.
This
and that's
disclaimer
just tea.
right the fuck now. If you're gonna be like, oh my god, spoilers.
We're late, so there's no excuse for you. And this is going up later.
in 2 weeks. So,
No.
yeah. So this
Don't
is
apologize.
yeah.
Don't even. We've done enough of a disclaim.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
fuck off. So
Go for it.
I agree with Ben de la Creme saying that there should be weight on the judges' critiques.
Yeah.
With the way that the queens choose to eliminate it. Obviously they're gonna make that conflicting where Aja in her confessional says I don't know about you, you can do
Yeah.
whatever you want to do, and she was there with her. She could have easily said that because her and Morgan were
Yep.
close.
Yep. She could have easily.
She probably
And-
still would have sent her home
Yeah.
because she was considered strong competition.
So it was kind of fair that. So you think it was fair that Ben sent Morgan home because of the fact that she was one of the queens who spoke up and said, "I'm not going to go by the way you wanted to go."
I didn't like it, but yes. I wanted to see more of Morgan. I expressed this early on.
Yeah.
But I was just I haven't seen a lot of Morgan because I didn't watch the
Oh, go
early
to the
seasons.
Showgirls WeHo YouTube. You'll be fine.
I know, but the show's such a special moment because they get challenged.
Her booking fee is up, Nancy. It's fine.
Yeah.
It's
I mean,
gone
she's
up.
gonna be fine.
Yeah.
That bodysuit
That
gorgeous.
bodysuit was studded.
that was
stoned,
hosting
and
gigs
snatched.
after hosting gig.
Just
Yeah, it was
it's
really
like
good.
if all of her bodysuits Super Saiyan touched and
I hate you.
fused into one. I hate that you know that reference. You have all sisters. I do, sir.
I hate this. I don't consent to this. I did it anyway though. What's it called? I like Chi Chi. I saw Chi Chi's
Yeah.
season, so I have like this weird attachment to her. But I think she's a solid queen. I think she makes a lot of excuses.
She does, and she knows that. I think she knows at this point that that's not gonna fly.
Mm-mm.
She's
Like,
gonna
not
give one
today.
too many excuses to Michelle. Michelle's gonna be like, "Excuse you,
We brought you back.
your booking fee went up, sis, and you've got the wiggery. So what's the problem?"
Yeah, I just think it's just the first episode. Like, she's a really good lip syncer.
Yeah.
Why didn't she lip sync? I know that everybody and their mama like lip synced and danced, and like that's the whole thing. And she's never gonna
Yeah.
be Kennedy Davenport, you know? Like, she's just Kennedy's on a whole nother fucking
Kennedy
planet.
she took Aja's stairs and utilized them in her own stuntery
Yeah.
and used them in a reverse act. From
was like
from
a
Aja's
rewind.
jump down, she jumped
Flipped
up.
up. Like
She stepped her pussy up.
She flipped up and landed her legs on that little
Nancy,
pedestal stage.
she literally stepped her pussy up in front of America.
She jumped. She like launched her pussy up into the air.
She SpaceX'd her pussy up. And I'll be the first one to say it. Nothing but respect for my president, Kennedy.
Kennedy, do you think Kennedy's gonna? She's gonna get far, but I don't think she's gonna win.
I don't want to say what I think because I want it to play out.
I don't think she's gonna win.
I think so. Yeah.
Mostly because her presence is like, I just did like 5 horse tranquilizers.
I'll comment on the episodes, but I won't give my predictions because you never.
I don't know who's gonna win. I really thought Morgan was gonna make it far. So like, this is up for like anybody.
I think that was like the main point of this episode was just
You don't
RuPaul reminding us, like, bitch, just remember, I'm not in control this season. These bitches are. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
I thought they were gonna change the format the way they did in All Stars 2. But I guess that's just the established
elimination
format now. Mm-hmm.
Well, so in the first one, I'm assuming.
The first one, they had the judges deliberate and make the decision.
Okay. I'm disappointed that Morgan left. That was sent home early.
Yeah.
Because I really just wanted to get to
It
know
was
her more.
disappointing.
But I like Chi Chi. I think she's gonna be a solid contender.
I think so too.
I'm excited for the acting portions.
Yeah. Oh, that's right.
I'm
Okay.
excited for the acting portions. Who do you think is gonna suffer in the acting portions? Thorgy. Thorgy's good. I thought Thorgy was gonna go home first, but I knew like that she, like her and Trixie and all the queens that have like another actual tangible skill
Yeah.
were gonna shine in the variety show whenever it happened. I didn't think it was gonna happen this soon. But
I like that they.
because this is what they
What
did.
did they say about Trixie's variety?
She was just safe. She was in the mask group that was safe.
Oh yeah, they didn't
critique
comment
her.
on it. They just told her she was safe because it was cute. It was good.
Yeah.
Ben's though, that was fun.
Ben's
Just a
was
myriad
really
of nipples.
Ben's was really funny.
She made nipples drag.
I like the pendulous tassel nipples.
I love those too, and she like made them like
Yeah.
jump. I loved that. That was great.
That was really good. Who?
Let me ask a polarizing question: is Milk bothering you?
I think it's her edit.
I think they're giving her a bad edit, and I think that she shouldn't have given them that much material if that's what she doesn't want.
I feel like she's naturally like me. I feel
She
like
pissed off a PA, and that PA was dating one of the editors.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
She asked for a Red Bull one too many times.
She was like, "I need another Red Bull. This one's hot."
I forgot about this one, that I had this one and let it.
She didn't
sit,
want a
and I
Red Bull.
lost
She
it.
wanted a mocha from Starbucks, and that's what the problem
do that
is.
here. We have a Keurig and you're gonna like it
That
with the
we have a Keurig
disposable cups.
and you're gonna like it.
What's it called? I think they really are giving her a bad edit.
Yeah,
I think she's just like a naturally negative person.
she wasn't like that on her season though.
No.
I think the way they're editing it, I think they're editing it to make it look like she's given herself a big head. I think that's how they're editing it. I don't know if that's true, but that's how the edit looks.
Oh, I hope not, because I think Milk is clever. I like Milk. I feel like Milk is one of the ones that I was the most excited for.
She makes me. I feel a ways about Milk.
I didn't see her season though, so I don't know what she's like.
Her drag is like expected to me.
Really?
Yes, because she's a look at me. To me, she's like a look what I can do queen. Yeah, literally. I mean, was that not?
I don't know. I liked it. Like, I didn't think it was like
She's
to die.
She's expectedly avant-garde.
Yeah.
To me. And it's just like, that's great, but what else can you do?
But it's like, is she gonna like?
I feel like she hasn't
Do you
found her
thi-
niche yet.
I think she's gonna be one of do you think she's so like visually like motivated that she's gonna suffer in like the acting portions?
I don't know. I really don't know what to expect out of her acting.
Or like, cause she was. Who
she's
did
a
she
model
do?
now.
He did. What did she do in the Snatch game? On her
In
season?
Snatch Game?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Kennedy's Snatch Game, legendary.
Shut up. Woo! I will never get over Kennedy Davenport's Little Richard, and it wasn't even like convincingly good. It was just funny.
Thorgy did Michael Jackson, so you can do men,
You can do,
and that's
man.
fine, right?
I'm waiting for someone to do Carmen Carrera.
Has anybody ever done? Yes. Has anybody ever done Dolly Parton?
No.
Do you think Trixie's gonna do Dolly Parton? She needs to do Dolly Parton.
I don't.
Skinny Legends.
Skinny Legends.
Skinny Legends gotta do Skinny Legends.
That's true.
If she, I'm gonna be so pissed. I just had that thought right now. If she doesn't do it, I'm gonna be pissed.
Well, I don't know how she would portray her personality.
Wait, is Snatch Game a thing in All Stars? Is that even a thing?
I'm trying to remember. Yes. Why don't you come up and fuck me in the ass sometime?
No.
Remember Alaska?
Oh, she did Mae West.
Mm-hmm. That was during All Star season 2.
Her Mae West was sexy.
It was.
That outfit was the shit.
She was snatched for Snatch Game.
That outfit, that makeup. Ooh.
Yeah.
She found her light.
She got her light and she found her life.
Who did Adore do first? Oh, she didn't even get to Snatch Game.
She did it.
Poor baby. I like Adore. I think she's like dumb and like cute.
She made stupid ass mistakes.
Oh.
But you know.
So wait, okay, so okay, so for last season she left first.
Yeah.
And she chose to leave. She was like, I'm stressed.
After the first episode,
anxiety.
I think she had just gotten off of being on tour with Michelle Visage. And during the tour, Michelle Visage is kind of like a mother to her. Essentially, she needed someone to help guide her through, going on tour and stuff with drag queens.
I heard that tour. I was listening to Adore, probably on the Rube podcast, and she was like, "Girl, I went through it on that tour."
Yeah, so and she bonded with Michelle on the tour. And then during All Stars, I don't think she expected for it to be as intense as it was. And when it came down to the judges' critiques on the first episode, they were real harsh.
They shat on her.
They did. And
I didn't think
honestly,
it was that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but I mean, like, to go from being praised every day to being told,
Yeah.
what the fuck are you doing? Which honestly, it's true. She wore like that ugly ass Forever 21 dress.
I liked it.
I thought it was too baggy.
I liked it.
And everyone like made fun of her for her hog body that she like brought back to All Star season 2, which is something that happened on her season. They were like, "Where the fuck is your corset?" And Bianca gave her a corset, I think, to use during her first season on RuPaul's Drag Race. So it was like there was no excuse for her dress to be baggy on that episode because they like told her a season ago to do that.
Yeah.
So I think with that,
Rude.
they just pushed her a little too far. And then the next day they came in and they were starting to like talk about the day. And then she said, "I'm thinking about going home." She disappeared for a minute, talked to Michelle, and then came back and said, "I'm leaving." Yeah.
And so was anybody actually eliminated the first?
I believe there was an elimination still.
Who left?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Nancy, do you think I'm just like a Wiktionary for RuPaul's Drag Race?
You need to be.
I don't remember every bitch that leaves that
Live
show
up
in
to the
sequence.
stereotype, Miguel. So overall, let's wrap up on RuPaul.
Yeah.
What did you think of the first episode? Do you like it? Hate
There
it?
was shocks, there was awes, and there was applause. I really appreciated it. I thought it was fun.
How did you feel about Anaconda being the song?
I wasn't expecting them to come out the gate with a fun song like that. And I love that one of the queens took it very seriously and tried to be like Nicki Minaj about it. And the other queen was like, "I'm going to do my thing and I'm going to get that elimination."
I'm scared that I was scared if Aja got it. I wasn't scared.
I thought she would get it. And then Ben, I forget that Ben is funny.
Yeah.
Ben is very funny.
He's properly funny.
Vanessa Hudgens, you're so beautiful. I know, right? And he said it in like such a nonchalant, like not too serious, but really funny way. He's just, I forget that he's a character.
Yeah.
Like Ben de la Creme is a character outside of Ben himself. So I think that's really cool.
Yeah. I
forgot.
I liked him a lot.
I underestimated her and that's my fault. And I apologize in advance.
And she showed me up.
But I won't do it again. I won't be fooled again. Not by Ben.
Not by Ben.
Alliteration. But other things. Do you want to get into yours?
No, because I briefly forgot which ones they were.
Want to get into mine?
That sounds so naughty. Yes.
Want to get into mine? So, what do you want my chancla or my peak first?
I want to start off on a negative note. I want my chancla.
So, my chancla this week is, it goes out to E.
E-Network.
E-Network.
Entertainment Network.
Yes. So, it's already gender inequality and pay discrepancies among men and women has
took a turn.
been a thing, right?
Yes.
We know it's a thing. There's nothing to fight about it.
Since the dawn
like
of time.
ask Tracy Ellis Ross what she was getting paid on Blackish versus what Anthony was making, because there was a discrepancy there, a very big one.
Yeah.
And it was only brought to our attention by Tracy because of the fact that she like realized, what the fuck are you doing? Like, I'm Tracy Ellis motherfucking Ross, and that's Anthony Anderson who's getting paid. Excuse me, from fucking Scary Movie. Like, Scary Movie's getting paid more than Diana Ross's daughter, who is very talented in acting. Excuse. So this week, not this week, in the last few weeks that we've had since our last podcast, it came to the media's attention that Kat Sadler, an E correspondent, was quitting her job at E because of the fact that she was experiencing. There was a pay discrepancy between her and a male E correspondent who was not as tenured as her.
He's brand new.
He's brand fucking new.
Well, he's not brand new, but he's just like a little.
He's not tenured like she is there.
She's
and
OG.
He's getting paid. He was getting paid more than her. And the arguments that I keep hearing about it are like, oh well, if they want to get paid more, they should ask. And it's not that simple, because when it comes to
you could lose your job. You
can lose your job. You can get labeled amongst your coworkers as a bitch. You can get told that you're bossy. And when it's a man doing it, it's conceived a completely different way. In the eyes of, I would say, a majority of people, or nowadays, amongst people who understand that like talent is talent and there's not a gender to it, I would say that they can recognize when there is a pay discrepancy and when it can be fixed. But in Hollywood, it's kind of like a theme that they just want to stay in like that 50s 60s mindset. So that's where it was, and she just outright quit because I don't think they were gonna pay her. I don't think they were gonna match it.
After that,
yeah. So pay discrepancies are a thing. Gender inequality is a thing, and it shouldn't be. And I think Kat Sadler did a good job at making it a big thing, because even on the red carpet that E was doing, who was it? Deborah Messing.
Yeah, she brought it up.
During an E interview said, well, I think it's ridiculous that, we're still having to fight this fight. And I'm with Kat Sadler. I do believe that, even Eva Longoria did it too.
During the Golden Globes,
no? There's a conversation about gender equity that needs to happen because Kat Sadler is no longer an E correspondent because of it. So.
And she said it to E.
She said it during an E correspondent.
Yeah.
To a male E correspondent. I don't know if it's the guy that they were talking about, but I mean, like, come on.
Yeah.
Like, there are celebrities who are saying, like, what the fuck are you doing?
I like that. Like, I think that's... One, I don't understand why it happens. It's not like E is, like, a rinky-dinky network that hasn't been around for, like, decades.
They have the Kardashians running them now. They have a lot of
That's
money.
the only thing they have. They're grasping at straws. What the fuck else
They have
is
do they do True Hollywood Stories, or has no one important died recently?
I don't think they do. True Hollywood Stories, wasn't that on VH1?
No. True Hollywood Story.
Oh yeah.
VH1 is Behind the Music?
Behind the Music. Yeah, they don't do...
That's smooch scratching shit.
Oh, they don't do that.
Ignore her.
They don't do that anymore, I don't think. I used to live for that.
I did too.
It was really intense. They did one on Anna Nicole Smith, I remember that.
I remember that too.
I don't know. Okay, so like to end that on like a reflective note, or like to see what can be improved on, what do you think companies, big giant corporations like E, because E is not just E is like what, Viacom, which owns like half of the world. It's something stupid like that. I don't know exactly if it's Viacom, but like what would you do? What do you think would be like a solution to that, besides just obviously like paying people what they like equally? Because obviously people have an issue with tenured like actual talent, experience, the quality and value that they actually bring to the network. Kat Sadler, to me, like she was OG. Like I would watch for her. because of her personality. Just like how you watch like YouTube videos or whatever. Like you watch because of their, especially for like the E wrap up or whatever.
People
the
like
fuck that they
Kat
have.
Sadler as an E correspondent, as a personality. She's a public figure for E.
Yeah.
When you think Kat Sadler, you think E.
Yeah.
And I thought that should have a lot to do with it. How much of your brand does she own? You know what I mean? How much clout does she have in your brand?
And you lose people when you lose correspondence. Like they lost me when they lost that that other girl,
Juliana Rancic. I like when her. She exposed herself as garbage because of that joke that she told. That was like,
yeah, she was hot garbage. I think I just stopped having cable at that point.
Someone read that joke for me, bitch. You didn't read it. Can you not read? Can you only be told?
When Joan died too, I kind of just stopped.
When Joan died, I was like, who's going to do Fashion Police? Kathy Griffin? Maybe. And then
Did they keep it up?
They didn't. They kept it up for a while, but then they like stopped after a while. And their final episode was like a big nod to Joan. Anyways, when she passed, no, I did not see her True Hollywood Story, but I know of her story. I know of how, male talk show hosts basically like blacklisted her from their shows because they didn't want to promote someone that worked for them and with them prior, and they just didn't want the competition because they knew she was talented.
And she worked, I'm telling you, dude, that
she worked her fucking ass off.
She was intense.
Baby, everything I have, I've built for myself from the ground up.
She was good. I miss her a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
Especially like now, she would be having a fucking field day. So much content. Like Chelsea Handler
and
is like living her fucking best life right now.
Chelsea Handler is doing just what she wants.
She is monetized. She's monetized.
She is capitalizing on her personality, and I can only wish to do that. Because, Mama, let me tell you, if I did that, now if I was capable of capitalizing on my personality,
I mean,
I wouldn't be doing this shit.
Yeah, you would. You'd be doing a lot more.
I'd have a lot more time to do this shit. Someone asked me today, actually, they were like, why don't you have a YouTube? And it's like, I don't know when to record anything. And I don't have a nice camera to do it, so.
Borrow mine. If you ever do want to do that. Because I want to get back into it, too.
Okay.
And so, I've done it before, so this is not my chancla. It can be my chancla. I don't know.
I know it. Okay.
I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But I just want to talk about the, like, sweeping demonetization of like thousands of small channels on YouTube.
Let's talk about it.
Which mine was one of, probably multiple channels too. Ooh, I haven't even logged into that email. I know I got two of those because I have two channels and they were both in a drought. So I did YouTube and I got the most views like a decade ago. No, like 2009, 2010, like.
You were 2010 hot.
I was 2009 hot.
Nice.
So they put out this big statement, this big email blast, letting smaller content creators know that there was new prerequisites for monetization on YouTube. The Partners Program was launched. The Partners Program that everybody that's monetized on YouTube belongs to was launched really early on, like 2010. I mean, that's 8 years ago, so it's a long time. It doesn't feel like a long time, but it's a long time. Where YouTube wasn't as big as it is now. Yeah. Like I was still watching vloggers have like a new definition now, but like vloggers to me were the people that were sitting in their bedroom with their MacBook with their webcam on, talking about how their day went. Yeah. Like that was
OG Graveyard Girl type shit.
Yes, that was a vlogger to me. And so, like, there was
Can you believe that some of her subscribers don't even know what that is?
Now, vlogger is, like, David Dobrik and, like, people that do that. Like, that's written content, That's not scripted. That's totally scripted. That has a production company behind it. That has money behind it, That has the top tier of YouTube advertisement behind it. Like, there's so much production to it now. Yeah. Like, there's agencies that represent these YouTubers, and so just the whole atmosphere of YouTube has changed. And so they sent out this big email blast saying if you don't have 4,000 I think
4,000 hours of
watch time on your channel or 1,000 subscribers, you don't meet the requirements to be monetized within the last year. 4,000 hours within the last year. So even if you have as a channel more than 4,000 or hours of watch time, you still get demonetized. So like even if you were like pop in 2016, if you slacked off this year, last year, 2017, you don't get it, you know? And so I'm just like, dude, this is every small creator. Like everybody who applied to the partners program and got in, like they don't get to make the very little bit of money that
they have
making.
To like essentially make that jump real quick
within 30 days, because the cutoff date is like February 30.
So now in order for you to do it, you have to have consistent watch hours. You can't
4,000 hours.
You have to like basically come in and establish yourself within a month, right?
There is no coming in and establishing yourself. You're not gonna get unless your video goes fucking viral.
Yeah.
Unless you have like a Tide Pod thing.
Unless you,
it's not gonna happen. No, I mean it can happen.
We're living in a Donald Trump presidency.
It's not gonna happen to someone who's worthy of it or deserves it.
That's true.
I don't think so.
But I mean, like,
unless it's
Logan
like
Paul.
Yeah, like he's not gonna lose. Neither of them are gonna lose.
Gabby Hanna.
Like none of them are gonna.
Anyone
lose.
from Vine.
Yeah, they're not gonna lose their monetization. They're gonna be just fine.
Hey,
it's the smaller channels like that nobody watches that.
Yeah.
Whatever. So that happened. I wasn't necessarily like butthurt about it, but like it came in like at the most inopportune time because I was just like not hyper motivated, but like I was like, okay, I'm gonna have some time off after this movie. I need to point myself somewhere because I'm utterly reckless when I don't have anything to do.
Keep myself busy. Idle hands.
Oh, that movie. I remember I got caught watching that movie in the boob scene. Do you remember? Did you see that?
Which boob scene?
Do you remember the movie Idle Hands?
Yes.
Okay. There's a scene where there's this like raunchy couple, like metalhead couple listening to metal and like making out in the front of their car or the back seat of their car or whatever. And like he like lifts her shirt up and like shows her boob and the hand comes and touches the boob. I like ruined a VHS tape because I kept rewinding that part.
Oh my god.
And I got caught masturbating to that part. My mom walked in.
Nancy, what a movie to masturbate to.
I had limited access to resources.
Well, I mean, like, it's gay culture to... I've, like, seen the meme of the gay culture thing where it's like, oh, God. Where it's gay culture to have, like, masturbated to the thought of the Hanes models on the underwear packs. Mm-hmm. Because, like, you know, gay porn's hard to come by when you're a kid without internet.
It was a lot. My mom just, like, closed the door on me and just pretended it didn't happen. We never talked about it.
That's true, yeah.
And I had never really told anybody until now.
That's really funny.
Oops.
And it's staying in.
I don't mind it.
That's all the podcast is going to be is just that on a loop.
I'm so predictable. Oh my god. Anyways, that happened. So yeah, that was like a thing. I don't know if it's my chunk line or it can be, but yeah, that was kind of a bummer because I really do want to start up my YouTube again. I know it's going to be like a project like this where it's just like whenever I feel like sparked with creativity or just like bored on a Sunday, I'm gonna.
It's a great single by Hilary Duff.
Spark.
Yeah.
That's what that is.
Yeah.
That's not it. That's.
You can promise casuals, treasures, babies. I don't care.
Oh my god, is that wasn't even a single, was it?
It was a single.
It was a single. Okay.
It was the only one.
I remember that single that she had.
It was the only single that drove the entire album. And you know what? It worked because she's Hills Duff. That single where she was like barely still on the Disney Channel where she had everything clear. Do you remember that? Like her microphone was clear, the drums were clear, like everything was clear. The beat of my heart, the beat of my heart. Yeah. I am gay.
I liked that video.
I was like aesthetics.
I like the clear. I like clear stuff. That's my favorite color.
That's my favorite color.
Clear. So I do have a peak of the week that I do want to talk about. Probably
talk about your peak.
Probably not very heavily. Not a.
Can we talk about like a subtle peak?
A subtle peak?
Yeah.
Oh, the pop sockets that we got?
Yeah.
The matching pop sockets? Ooh, This is my peak from...
P.S. I got a new phone.
Same. It's a new old phone. I got his old Google Pixel and it's great and I love it. I 100% kept the Panda Express fortune that you put on here because I like it. It says, "Don't just exist, live."
When you texted me that, I was like, "Oh, that's right."
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my chest, and it's gonna have a dandelion. That's like.
I'm gonna get it tattooed on my shaft. When it gets all wrinkly and it just looks gross like a series of moles.
It's gonna be from one nipple to the other one.
Ew, that's gross. But also do it.
Yeah. So I'm really excited. I don't know how I feel about the pop box socket yet.
I feel great.
I like it, but I don't like doing this. Like when I don't have it already expanded, I don't like popping it out. I really like popping.
You want to know how I do it? I'm just like.
You have a whole ritual.
I'm a Virgo. I'm Virgo. Okay.
I really like it. Google Pixel. I knew I would love you, but I like really like you too.
So.
Oh yeah, my peak of the week. So my peak of the week is, the sentencing that happened for.
I already know where we're going with this.
Dr. Larry Nassar.
Yes. Mispronounce his name.
I don't know. No.
Doesn't matter. Fuck him. Keep going.
Keep going. That's it. I'm just happy that he got his comeuppance. Did I say that right? Is that right?
Comeuppance, yeah.
I don't know what it
means. His just desserts.
Yeah, that.
He got what was coming to him. Yeah. How many women was that came in?
In total, it was like 160 or 180 something, but 150, I think.
The fact that he had the nerve to even like write something about how bad he felt about it.
I heard about that. That it's like, it like distresses him to hear their testimonies. And
it's like, well, it's a good thing this shit is about how terrible you are, and you're going to jail anyways. It's just a matter of like how long.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of the judge?
Like throwing his letter away?
Yeah. Her just being like, would you like to, what is it called? She basically asked him like, do you want to just not do this? Because like, I don't want to fucking do this.
Oh, where she's like, oh yeah, do you have like any additional statement or something like that?
Would you like to withdraw your statement, something like that?
Yeah. And he's like, I said what I said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she like starts to read it and then she's just like, fuck that.
Did she start to read it? I haven't seen the whole video.
She like, it's like a video of her. I don't even see the whole like trial because it's a long trial. Mm-hmm. But it's like just a short video of her opening like the thing, looking at it, saying something, and then closing it, and then saying something else. And like, I can pull it up right now because I have it. And one of my likes and Tim there.
I appreciate, and I meant to say this in the last episode, and I just didn't for some fucking reason because I don't write things down when I should. The whole Me Too movement.
Yep.
I 100% appreciate.
Oh, here we go.
Narrated. An ASMR. So she looks fucking beat. Would you like to withdraw your plea?
It's just a video of her like flipping through it and then saying, "Would you like to withdraw your plea?" Being like, "Fuck you." You know that I'm the judge. It's my house.
One, she also looks okay. I need to know what's the judge's name.
It's a lady judge. I know that. Miss Lady Judge, what is your name? I just have her last name. It is Akiana. Judge Akiana.
Okay. So my peak of the week is just Judge Akiana.
The way she treated him.
It's because like.
And the way she spoke to the women was, I think, really good.
She just like. It was like what you just said. Like she knew that he was going to serve time.
It's her decision. She made her decision.
Like,
she already knew. He knew where this was going.
Like there's
she let over 100 women speak during a trial. Mm-hmm. Just because she knows how important it is at this point in time to speak up about these types of things. Mm-hmm. And I think she did that for that specific reason, was she knows how relevant it's going to be.
Did you hear about that girl? Oh my god, her name is escaping me. She's a huge gymnast. She signed a non-disclosure agreement when she was like undergoing like, I don't know what the fuck, like the physical like where she had to get checked by him or whatever.
Ooh.
She signed a non-disclosure agreement basically saying that you can't talk about anything that happened from this point to this point, which included all of that
from the beginning of the exam till the end, essentially, probably.
It's not exclusive to the exam. I don't think she signed it because of the like her visit to him or anything like that. I think it was just a part of her contract.
Yeah.
Where like you can't talk about anything behind the scenes of your like gymnastic career.
Yeah.
From the point that we're representing you. I think. And she couldn't. She tweeted something about like, I wish I could come forward and say the things that I want to say, but legally I can't because I would have to pay fines. And guess who? The angel of 2018 and just like the past like 2 years in general, Miss Chrissy Teigen was just like, bitch, I will fucking pay whatever fees
Chrissy Teigen came through.
She came through. She's like, I'll pay whatever it is that you need me to pay for you to like say your truth and
I like
say your
when
part.
People tell Chrissy Teigen to like shut her whore mouth on Twitter, and then all she does is like reply at them like publicly, and like it's just a photo of their profile pic, and she's just like, fuck you. I have 2 babies and you're shitty. My husband's John Legend. Who's yours?
And then and then a bunch of people chimed in, obviously because Chrissy Teigen is posting something.
She is the girl. She's that bitch.
Like, I think Kristen Bell jumped in and she said, oh, I'll split it 50-50 with you, and people were just like, I'll 1/3 it with you. And so like a bunch of people came forward and
everyone paid $5.
They split that check.
That's so great.
And she was just like, thank you guys. Oh god, it was
So she broke the non-disclosure agreement?
She paid for the fines. I think she spoke.
Oh,
I don't remember the girl's name, but she yeah. I thought that was really, really cool.
It's important.
I think the whole what are your feelings towards the whole like Me Too movement? And I know the Women's March just happened again for the second year in a row, January 21st, something like that. I haven't gone to either of them because I gotta go to work.
And I think that's respected.
Actually, I think that was a Saturday.
Yeah.
I was like shopping.
I think that's
I went to like IKEA.
Consensus is that like it's great if you do show up, but they understand that women work. But my thoughts on it, what I think.
Yeah, just about like the whole Me Too movement, just the visibility. I know we touched on it before in an episode, like when we talked a little bit about Harvey Weinstein and just like abuse and harassment in general. But like, what do you think of just like Deborah Messing and like people like wearing black to the Golden Globes? Like, do you think that's like a form of feminism or just like awareness that is valid? I mean, obviously you're gonna say yes, but like, do you think that it's important or vital to the movement as much as this trial is?
I think any press regarding it is going to be good for it. I know that the Me Too movement has had its hiccups with people abusing the movement for a chance to shine, but that's few and far in between all of the, heart-wrenching, gut-wrenching stories that people are telling about themselves in the Me Too movement, men and women, which I think is really cool.
Yeah, I think that's really cool.
So it's not just, one gender side, it's multiple people of multiple, pronouns.
Did you hear that Matt Damon apologized for
being a
himself?
Shithead man? Yeah.
That he just like was like, I'm sorry guys, I should have listened before I spoke.
For being an ain't shit type.
Because he was like, wasn't his whole thing that he was just like, I mean, like, you're not getting raped, so
yeah,
kind of.
I mean, Matt Damon,
which is, I mean, and he's also like, well, like, obviously I respect women, I have a daughter kind of situation.
That's
like
so stupid.
He's like that kind of guy, and like I get where that comes from. I don't think it's valid.
No,
I understand what like mentality you have to have, and it's very specific, but I think in those situations you should just shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
because
really
it's
should.
Not your place to say anything.
Just come out and say you're wrong, and then that's it. If you do fuck up.
Now obviously he's, after all of that feedback that he's had since he said that, he probably has had at least a conversation with somebody who was just like, hey, but do you understand that?
Do not understand the relevance behind the conversation, because that's not like, your opinion isn't a summarization of the movement in its entirety.
Yeah, and so I appreciate that he apologized, because it just makes him express to the public that he fucked up. And obviously he's saying that to save face, whether he believes it or not. I don't fucking know. We're not homies, he's not in my DMs, but like
can you imagine? It would be weird.
But he is also a public figure, an actor who is promoting a movie that looks god awful.
I mean,
It looks bad.
He's Batman, so.
I thought it was. He's not Batman. That's Ben Affleck. That's another shithead.
Oh, okay. Wait, who are we talking about?
You're getting your whites mixed up.
I get my brunette white men mixed up. It happens.
Matt Damon is blonde.
I want to hear it, Nancy.
I'm fucking done with you. They were in one movie together, and you're just like, I don't know which way is up.
I don't know.
Matt Damon is the guy that was in The Martian.
No, I understand who Matt Damon is now.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay.
He's who Sarah Silverman's fucking. I understand. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
they did that.
They did that.
I thought that was interesting. I would have never expected.
Damon. She's fucking Matt Damon.
Do you know any odd couples that have like dated?
Gwen Stefani and Blake Shelton. Is that what you're asking me? Because that's my answer to it.
I thought I intended back in the day. Did you know that Kim Kardashian and Nick Cannon dated?
I wouldn't doubt it, but
they dated before, and they broke up because of the sex tape.
I mean, Kim Kardashian and that white guy.
Oh, Chris Humphries. Chris
Humphries. That was an odd coupling.
Sandra Bullock dated the Notebook guy.
Ryan Gosling. Yeah.
That's like 2 seconds. They were like 16 years apart.
Odd couples, though. Odd couples. Prince and whoever he's dated in the past.
Tupac and Madonna. I always thought that was weird.
That is weird. That was weird. How? Okay, yeah. Good for them.
I can't think of any.
Did they like auction off letters that Tupac sent Madonna?
Oh, I hope so. I hope she bought them too.
I think someone else bought them, but like they're framed in someone's house.
That's cool. I think
it's pretty lit.
What's your peak?
My peak is, come on, light up.
Come on, pop socket. Are you gonna do anything to decal your pop socket?
No, I like it that. Oh, there's water on it.
You just smell it.
No, there's water on my phone. There's still water on my phone. Anyways, we talked about this and I linked you on Facebook, so I don't know if you actually watched it, but my peak of the week is Haley Kiyoko. You
did.
My lesbian Jesus, with a Slam and Beat sponsorship.
She really did.
She is an artist on the come up. She sings, pop music, I guess I'd say.
That genre, that like style.
Music. She's like essentially like.
It's like new pop.
She's your run-of-the-mill SoundCloud artist with like a twist, which makes her more interesting and marketable. And she makes pretty interesting music. I like her voice. It's a little different from what I'm normally used to listening to. So my big thing is that she's gay. Her music comes second to me.
that I love that. You're just like, let me
I stand because I'm gay.
Let me put this on the table. Gay. I like the music video. I like the part where they were in the water, where those like 4 people were
in the
water.
They're like dancing and doing all that.
Yeah, it's very visually stimulating. And it's colored really, really well. Like the colors in the video are really well. I could not get over or past, because I didn't watch past that point, where the girl was sitting in that awkward mid-century chair.
That Ariana Grande.
Yeah, listening to her headphones, and they were just like obviously that part was fine, but like the way she was sitting in the chair, I was just like,
no one's comfortable doing that. Why?
No one sits like that. That is not realistic, and I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, that's true.
And
but
I stopped.
Aside from that, I really do enjoy. I actually do like her music, but her being gay is just like an added thing because she's openly gay in her music, which is something I think is very relevant that artists are doing now. Is they're not just singing to the opposite gender in their music and it just be insinuated that be the same sex, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think that's really relevant is when an artist is gay and they can sing about someone of the same sex as they're in love with. I think that's really cool. And
yeah.
Like, it makes me happy to see like Haley Kiyoko just being gay as fuck in her music videos with other girls. And like, it's pretty lit. I'm pretty excited.
It's pretty lit. Oh, so speaking of like SoundCloud artists and like artists that like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a new form of pop because pop has changed. Pop, like, I feel like the last remnants.
That no instruments pop?
Yes. Like all digital instruments.
It's
like,
all digitalized
I feel
music.
like the last remnants of traditional pop are like in the groups like Fifth Harmony. And
Who said I was an angel?
And like Camila Cabello. Have you listened to her album? Camila
I have not listened to Carpool Karaoke's album yet. because I find her boring and exhausting sometimes.
It's alright.
I have never been the same.
It's short and sweet. It's not 20 tracks long. It's like 10 or 11, 12 max. It's okay.
She's fine, but like...
It's auto-tuned to fuck, though. I don't think she's like... You're like, yeah. I don't think she's a bad singer. I don't think she's an exceptionally good singer.
I don't expect anyone to sing live unless they're SZA. Or Beyonce.
Or Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga sings live a lot.
I mean, but like, do I enjoy it?
I actually just watched her live performance of their Super Bowl again.
I only watch her live performances for the choreography, so that's why I haven't watched anything from Joanne. It's a great album.
Oh, she just released a video. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The weave. I meant to tell you this earlier, but
that
like that
mullet of a weave.
That 2008 Britney Spears. Oh, it's growing out, but like it's struggling.
That coiffed weave.
I did not like it. She can afford better than that.
I think that was the look she was going for, though.
That makes me more upset.
I mean,
that makes me so much more upset.
I know better than to question. This is an era.
A bad weave.
You don't get a good era until you get past a bad one.
Cheap ass weave.
Shut the fuck up.
I just listened to that song in the shower.
Who is that from? Cardi B?
That's Cardi B.
I'm sorry, Belcalis Almanzar.
You know what?
Excuse me.
Get out of your own apartment.
Get out of my own apartment. Me and Smith will see ourselves out.
You said that today, and I was like, "What disease is that? How do you? Is there an ointment for that?" I was like, So I think that like genre of pop. My point that wasn't relevant at all is, you listen to Poppy, right?
Yeah.
Like vaguely.
I listened to her before like the YouTube thing got really crazy.
Mm-hmm. Have you heard of any of her stuff before she went blonde and like hooked up with Titanic Sinclair and did the weird video thing?
Mm-mm. Well, I mean, I listened to like
it was really good.
her EP that came out before like Poppy, the YouTube sensation, became like a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like when she was still creepy, but like it was like Low Life, and I think it's called Money. Like those, I liked those songs. They were cute, but like the personality that she portrays now is more in tune with like the children that that listen to her than it is like the adults that listen to her when she
kept
first
up with her. It freaks me out. It doesn't freak me out. It's just like I know Titanic Sinclair is behind it, and like I listened to his band before Poppy and Poppy separate, like as separate entities, and so it just freaks me out that whatever he puts his hand on is like a platinum blonde, like
that is a little
creepy
weird
soulless thing.
It's very low leading.
And I liked Mars Argo, which was his project before that, and it was the same. It was the same kind of situation where it was like a girl, platinum blonde, did the white background, echoey, follow me on Facebook, you know, like that, and I liked it a lot. But like as soon as it like got regurgitated and like copied and pasted into someone else, it freaked me out. And it wasn't Poppy because she never had like too much of a strong personality anyways. It was always about the music. And
I like when she does interviews though. That's really funny.
I haven't seen any of that.
When she like speaks about herself in third person and like has like all of her responses are canned, and it's so funny because the interviewer just doesn't know what to do. They're like, "Oh, I thought she was gonna be a person."
Oh no. Which I respect that. I respect that it leaks into, because it becomes like this installation, this like performative
like
art.
IRL. There's nothing different.
Yeah,
and you're not gonna get anything different.
I really like that. But and we've talked about this before when we talked about like personal preferences in music and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like I don't see longevity in that.
No,
their YouTube Red series or their movie, whatever it is that they're doing, went to Sundance, and I'm excited to see how that goes because I think Titanic Sinclair is doing something special, and I think he's creative. I don't think he's very versatile, but I think he's creative, and I think he deserves recognition. I think that's
his niche is that kind of art.
It's like creepy, minimalistic, like public service announcement, like social commentary situation, mixed with like extreme pop and like everything that's mainstream. Yeah. But like it's not participating in it. It's like objectively like looking at it and judging it. Mm-hmm. Which I really, really like. And I think Poppy is like the perfect project to take that to the extreme, obviously because she's a willing, consenting adult and who's on board for it. Mm-hmm. And she can make music and be...
She's got a barter to market and a soul she can sell.
Bitch, Yes. And so I'm excited for that. I don't know. I don't know if I could ever be a fan.
She's capitalizing on her youth.
Yeah.
And she's doing what everyone should have done in their fucking early 20s.
I like it because I knew where it came from.
Yeah.
But I don't know if a lot of people that listen to it like know, like, I don't know. I don't know what they know. I just can't relate. But I feel like that kind of like pop, like echoey, reverby, like minimal instruments with like a little breakdown in the middle that like repeats the chorus again. Like I think that's like the
ABC 1 2 3 pop.
No, I think it's still creative. Like I like some of it, but like that Troye Sivan sound, that like that sound.
Only feels far for you. Oh my god.
Like that sound. I don't know. I can't describe it. Like there's no descriptor for it. There's no genre name that's been associated to it. It's still pop.
Yeah.
It's just like not. It sounds very like it sounds very like self-produced in my garage with like an effects board, but like I don't really know how to use the effects board. It's like the grunge.
Except they had the funds to make it sound better and they just didn't. Yeah.
It just sounds like, oh, I know how to press these 3 buttons and I'm gonna do that and then sing, but I can't really sing and I can't really voice a note, so I'm just gonna sing like this.
Contrived expected music.
I don't know. I think it still can be creative and I like it and I listen to it, but like it's like the punk rock. It's like I have limited talent and limited capability, but I'm gonna make it work and I'm still gonna do it because fuck you.
Oh, your battery's dying.
Oh no, I'll let it die.
Okay.
All of the other batteries are charged.
Wait. So get into your peak. What was your peak?
That was my peak, the trial.
Oh, okay.
The sentencing.
Okay, the sentencing. I was like, what the trial? Okay.
That was my peak. I do have another honorable mention for my peak though, because I remembered I wanted to make this a point. This tweet thread that I saw was super cute. So it says, there's an image associated to it, and I put non-English speakers really have it hard because my dad just got rejected from this job offer, and the email literally stated, "Let me tell you, if you no speak English, I will send you home." What the fuck? All of Bruce's emails, Bruce was the person who responded like that. So it said all of Bruce's emails, which Bruce is the HR manager, were also very unprofessional and passive aggressive. So it doesn't show the full email of like the application, but this is what we see. So the applicant's name is Min, and he put, "Hi Bruce Peterson, I got your mail. Talk about appointment available Monday," and then that's all we see. And so he responded to that, "Let me tell you, if you don't speak English, I will send you home." Which this guy is not even hired by this company. He's an applicant, I think. He's an applicant that probably made it like past the first interview. And he put this person on Twitter updated it. It was like a thread. They put, "Update, my dad isn't that hurt. He just doesn't fully understand the concept of someone not hiring him for his lack of English when he was more experienced than most people. My dad came up to me," and then it shows a picture associated to that tweet. It said, "My dad came up to me and asked in Chinese, 'What was that word you mentioned to me earlier? That's why they didn't hire me, because I'm bad at it.'" And it has a picture with the word grammar circled in it. And so I'm assuming this is a job where the skill, maybe like an engineer or something, where the skill itself is more important than you communicating.
Yeah, because
there can be someone there to communicate. Otherwise, like, why are you applying?
Your work can speak for itself. You get assigned a task, and if you complete it and turn it in, it's not going to matter how your grammar looks if your math is right. Yeah. Okay.
So, she continued the thread. She put, "Correction to everyone that says Chinese isn't a language. I meant Cantonese. He's Vietnamese, but speaks Canto to my mom. Like, just so you don't come for me." She put, "I understand that the job requires English, but his emails could have been handled way more professionally. This email was gross and unnecessary and degrading." And from there, that tweet alone, that very last tweet, has 869 retweets and 9,013 likes. And it blew up. Like, the next one that she put was an article for some place that talked about it. She put, "Update, Dash Delivery Inc. is the wrong target. Y'all should be contacting Dash Delivery LLC," because that's the HR manager's employer.
Mm-hmm.
He put update. He's reading this article and is overwhelmed by the amount of support everyone is giving him. I guess the article that he was featured in. He put best update. He got fired, y'all. This is the Bruce, the HR manager guy.
Mm-hmm.
Best update. He got fired, y'all. I love everyone who shared this, like this, read the article. He was no longer. We no longer have to deal with this trash. Checkup. Even though we appreciate all the encouragement to make a lawsuit, my dad has forgiven and wants to move on. He says he doesn't want to be confrontational. What happened has happened. By the way, this is my dad's notebook he keeps near his laptop. He teaches himself daily. So it's like an image of a notebook with like English words and in Cantonese.
Okay.
Or
Like a translation of the word
it looks
that
like,
he's trying to learn.
It looks like Vietnamese. I don't fucking know the difference. It looks like Vietnamese though. Like the translation and the pronunciation. It says, update, Bruce himself has apologized with an email stating that he understands his wrongdoings and he begged for forgiveness. My dad forgives him and just hopes that people learn from ignorance. This is the part that like makes it the peak, because obviously that's just like a story.
Mm-hmm.
Was this girl who said, I don't know you. I've worked in a law firm and I just spoke with one of the attorneys specializing in workplace discrimination. This is not okay. I'll be calling his company today. I'm assuming Bruce's company. We have been in contact with their headquarter office and the business has been notified. Please message me if your dad wants to take legal action. The attorney that I've reached out to is willing to take your case pro bono. The original Twitter person that tweeted this said, thank you so much. The attorney said, tell your dad to keep his head up. What kind of work is he looking to do? My family and most of my friends live in Seattle and I can reach out to them to see if they know anywhere hiring. Thank you. He's been looking for jobs for the past 2 years. He got laid off from being an overnight truck driver for about 13 years. And then it's just like a bunch of randoms.
But he's an engineer. He can.
No, I said just like engineer as an example of a skill set that like, yeah, speaking English is preferred.
Okay, so
you can
the
do
task
the job.
that he's required to do doesn't require perfect
like
English.
you can be a truck driver.
Yeah.
And not speak English.
Yeah, you don't have to speak to anyone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
You can just like show them. Yeah. You have to know like basic English because you're gonna encounter people.
Which he more than likely does.
Yeah.
If he can study it, he more than likely knows how to communicate.
He drafted that email and sent it. He probably didn't have anybody proofread it. Yeah. But like, there shouldn't be a reason for you to expect that response from a corporation.
No, of course not.
I get so discouraged with the types of email. I don't send very many emails in our line of work, mostly because we don't have to. But I get so discouraged with some of the emails that I get back. It's like, I'm not the most well-versed, articulate person on the planet, but I put effort into the emails. And some of the places that we get emailed back from, whether it's internally in our company or externally with the partners that we work with, like, it's just ridiculous.
Yep.
I don't understand how you can run a business and like not know how to draft a professional
not
email.
Read your email before you send it.
Some of them literally don't make sense. I have to email back or call for clarification because they don't make any sense. I'm like, is this what you meant? What do you mean?
You ask 2 questions and the response is yes.
Yeah, and they're ask a question about something that's clearly stated in my email.
Yeah.
It's so dumb. But that was another honorable mention of a peak because I thought it was really sweet, and I really just like that. Like,
good. I hope he gets.
People are coming.
I hope he gets
through.
what he deserves.
I mean, that fool got fired.
Yeah.
So, sorry, Bruce.
I'm not sorry, Bruce. You got what you deserve.
You're sorry, Bruce.
Yeah, but no, I hope her dad gets what he deserves.
Yeah.
But anyways, I wanted to talk about my peak too. I have an extra side peak. I have 2 peaks this week.
Side peak. Peak left and peak right.
Yeah. So
your
mine,
Face ID.
It's lit, isn't it? It's just like, excuse me, don't mind if I
do. I know you. Oh yeah, I know you. You're my friend.
It's like, oh, I can show you stuff now. But my peak of the week, my second, I guess my alt peak of the week, is Courtney Act on Celebrity Big Brother.
Yes.
Being
bitch.
just the ally that she is. She has done nothing but, from what I've seen so far, has been very supportive and understanding of everyone. She tries her best to communicate to the straight cis cast members the reasoning for, the unnecessity of their negativity towards the trans woman on.
Oh, they were being mean to her?
They weren't being mean to her, but they
just didn't understand.
There was a big disagreement where, I know. where I forget what his name is. He's a rapper, but he had a disagreement with the trans woman about, you know, the opposite sex and, you know, them being friends, and just they got off on the wrong foot essentially, and part of it was to do with her being trans, like her gender identity.
Okay.
And Courtney Act tried to dispute that with him in a very respectful manner, to where she didn't hurt anyone's feelings. And she even said, you know, and, you know, me and the trans cast member didn't even get on the right foot.
Yeah.
Because, you know, I'm a drag queen and I can, you know, I understand how
I perform womanhood.
Yeah. Yeah. She presents womanhood, whereas that woman, like, lives her life as a woman.
Yeah.
And
whether or not she looks like it.
Yeah. Like, she's like, and I understand the difference between, you know, my gender identity and her gender identity. And, you know, how drag can sometimes, you know, misconstrue that. It can sometimes be skewed.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah. Be confusing.
And it can, she's like, and I can understand why she's, you know, feeling that way towards me, because, you know, here's a woman that lives her life as a woman, and here I am, a man, just presenting the female form. Mm-hmm. So it is
a man who identifies as a man.
A man presenting the female form, and, you know, how annoying that would probably be as someone who is trans, mm-hmm. having to, like, you know, be on it.
I've never thought about that.
Yeah. And just having the understanding that, you know, it's art for him, but it's life for her, mm-hmm. and there's, you know, differences. So I just like the way she's been vocal about it, and she's also very funny on the show. And
I wanna watch. Is this UK?
It is. I believe Celebrity Big Brother is in the UK. Yes. Okay. It's the same thing New York was on. It's the same thing Trisha Paytas was on. So it's that same kind of bit.
Damn,
but
they roll them out quick.
Yeah, they do. It's an elimination style show, so the audience gets to vote for someone to be up for the chopping block, and then the housemates decide who goes home from the people that are on the chopping block. Yeah. And Courtney Act has been doing a good job at just trying to bond with all of the cast members and have that understanding and that air of just, you know, if you're respectful of what I do, I'll be respectful of what you do and who you are. Yeah. And she's
get along in this goddamn house.
She's tying a lot of things
until
together.
I win.
Yeah, and you saw the conversations that she had with the male cast members about, mm-hmm. like, gender identity, and how, you know, he, as, you know, outside of drag, Courtney Act is a man, and I wish I knew his name. I don't know his real name.
I don't know.
But it was interesting to see, like, a bunch of straight men being open to the idea of a conversation with a drag queen about gender identity. I thought that was, like, really cool.
Yeah, and that's
and on a big platform.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. I was like, I love that conversation. I love that the cast members, probably on any given season, are as diversified as they are.
It's a mixed bag. It really is.
Mostly because obviously that's good for views. It's gonna cause conflict, blah blah blah, blah. But particularly in this season, because Courtney's in it, like, mm-hmm. that is a conversation that would have happened no matter what drag queen was brought in, no matter what trans person was brought in. If whatever trans person felt a type of way about her performing womanhood, yeah. like that, and just being like, to you, yeah, like, to you it's a performance, to you it's art, to me it's every single day, mm-hmm. and it's not praised, it's ridiculed and yeah. insulted, you know, like that. Like, I don't know, like, it makes me emotional just to think that would be feelings that someone has to process in the public eye, yeah. when they have to handle it privately every single day, yeah. you know. And so, like, it the
fact that Courtney Act was very accepting of that too, and she was just like, I understand that she doesn't like me. That's yeah. fine. That's valid. I understand what's going on. That's fine. Because it's probably not the first time she's dealt with that. Mm-mm. And it's not going to be the last. And I think that her response to it was like, that's okay. I understand. India Willoughby. That is the cast member's name. But yeah, India was the one who was kind of, you know, iffy about Courtney at first when they first came into the house, and then I think at this point they're probably, like, at a fair ground with each other and they communicate. But India had a problem with one of the guys that's a rapper or a singer on the show, and there was a tiff between them about, she was like, well, you know, you're attracted to women, I identify as a woman, I'm a woman, mm-hmm. so, you know, for all intents and purposes, you would be attracted to me.
You have the
there's a capability within
Mm-hmm.
you that could be attracted to me. And he's just like, there was a disagreement, and then at the end of it, she'd be like, well, let's have a kiss, and he's like, no. And I mean, like, honestly, I wouldn't kiss a stranger either, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's like
it's
an intense conversation to have.
yeah. And then right after that, be
With
like,
a
let's have a
stranger.
kiss. That's a little too forward, even no matter the situation.
Yeah.
Especially right after an agreement. So I can understand why he didn't kiss her, but there was a disagreement about that. So he later on in the show was open to having a conversation with Courtney about Courtney's gender identity and gender identity in general.
Mm-hmm.
And him and another castmate on the show were both having that conversation with Courtney, going back and forth, and them just not cutting each other off, trying to actually gain an understanding, and Courtney being open to them ridiculing it was like amazing. I thought it was such a cool conversation to see happen on like national television.
Yeah.
I thought it was really cool. And that show gets the shit memed out of it.
Yeah.
So it's very relevant that it happened on Celebrity Big Brother, I think. I thought it was very cool and chill for it to happen then and there.
Yeah.
And it's just so good to see.
And so many people have to see that.
Yep.
That's what makes me really happy is Celebrity Big Brother is a big show. Like, they have had, like, dozens of seasons.
Yep.
And so, like, and they get a shit ton of views in the UK. And I know drag has a big, strong community in the UK, but I don't know, like, obviously I don't live there. I don't know what their views on it are. But, like, that conversation is important. That conversation is important here.
Yeah.
Like, if you could see that here, if young people could see that here and just get that information from someone who can maintain level-headed, not scream, and talk
Yep.
to two people who don't have a very deep understanding about gender identity and the flexibility of sexuality and, like, all of that, like, I think that's so important.
Yep.
I think that's really cool. That's a good peak. That's a good
It's a great dialogue
peak.
to have. And yeah, that was my secondary peak, is just Courtney Act doing the most on Celebrity Big Brother to clean
Ooh.
motherfucking house of ignorance.
Look at us having 2 peaks of the week.
I
each.
know. We came prepared.
I did not.
I actually, you came out of the bathroom and I was like, do you have a peak? You were like, I don't know.
I don't know. Yes. I know. I see so much stuff. Like, I keep up with the news kind of, and like with current events and like breaking stories and stuff like that. So like I'd heard about that. I'd heard about everything that we mentioned today, and it's just like,
I know. I love
forget
that.
to
I've
write it
actually
down.
heard about. I actually like that. Like I like that we don't talk about our peaks throughout the week, but this time it was just really fluid. It was just kind of like, oh my god, I heard about that too.
Mhm.
Yes, talk about that. I love that, because before it was kind of like a surprise to both of us, and I'd have to have you explain it to me, but-
sometimes, yeah, depending
yeah.
on the thing.
or vice versa. So I like this. This was fun.
You know, this is a good one.
Yeah.
I like this one. Ooh.
I like it.
One other honorable mention, Chocolate, is my computer is taking a shit. And I have to fix it. That's a matter of a personal
But that opens up a
problem.
window of possibility for me.
That's a personal struggle. I know. So I'm excited to, see, I mentioned it before, but this episode that went on before this, hopefully a couple weeks before you see this one, is Miguel's edit, and I'm already proud. And I'm excited to see the fuckery.
It's
I'm-
gonna make me. It's gonna be great.
So I think
Hopefully.
that's a good place to wrap. What's our running time? Ooh, 1:19.
That's not too bad.
Short and sweet.
And it'll probably be about
hour.
An hour or so. Yeah.
Fuck me up, fam.
Fuck me all the way up.
Okay.
Fuck me up before you. Okay.
Well, I'm happy. I hope you guys. So,
My aspiration in life.
my aspiration in life is for you to subscribe.
Same.
If you're watching the video of this, and I hope, if it's okay with you, I would still like to do like a little portion of like bloopers and stuff that doesn't make it into
If
the
I
actual
can,
episode.
if I can make them happen, I'd like to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
at the very end, because I do want to. Ooh, she's
Breath.
slow.
Gay.
What's it called? I would like if we got. Ooh, I don't like the way I said that. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, cool. If you guys are listening to this sometimes is a very visual experience.
Go.
Visual, visceral,
Go.
3D.
Go.
It's not
Go.
3D.
You
But
get to see my
anyways,
cat if you watch it.
yes, and then Smooch makes a lot of wonderful appearances.
A lot of her tail, sometimes of her torso,
Yeah.
sometimes her whole body.
And we're just very facially expressive people. So the thumbnails are where it's at.
Yeah, we're like super ugly, so you should watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, so if you guys are watching this on YouTube, thank you. If you guys are listening to this on iTunes or SoundCloud, thank you as well. The link to our YouTube is in the description. I'm just saying. Wherever you watch, wherever you listen, we're grateful. But if you do just listen, that's totally fine. I would suggest to still visit our YouTube because sometimes at the very end of our podcast, there's like little bloopers that don't make it into the audio portion.
Sometimes, not always, but sometimes.
Not always, but yeah, that's the thing that like would be super cool if you went to.
It's a whole lot of me sitting and Nancy like doing stuff in the background.
Yeah, just like coming back from turning on the camera and just being like and eating. A lot of ASMR.
Or just yelling at the cat.
Yeah. A lot of that. It's a fun time. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching.
Thanks.
I hope you liked it. Bye.
Bye.
There's a lot of stuff happening right now.
Yeah.
Hold on, I need to find before we start talking.
That's fine.
I need to find
There, you're suspended now.
Why do I like so much stuff on fucking? I regret it immediately.
What are you looking at?
I'm trying to find the name of the person that's my peak. Just can't fucking remember it off the top of my head. Ooh.
Guys like ASMR. Oh, I bet this is gonna sound so good though.
That
I
sounds
bet
sexy over here.
I bet you could do ASMR on these mic. You don't even have your headset on.
I don't even have my headphones on. It sounds so good. I can't wait to listen back to this.
Yes, you mentioned. Oh yeah. Oh yes. Do you like ASMR? Because we've got that here for you too. Subscribe on iTunes. Audible, we need a sponsorship. Bitch, we've got it all here, bitch. Do you like that, Daddy? My cat likes it too. And I want you to know that I'm keeping this in. Why? Because your computer's dead, Nancy. This is my edit now.
Done. So this is gonna go up. And
Did you find it?
Yeah.
Yay! Ready?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
So I'm thinking it's like 99.8% positive that the last episode that came out before this one was Miguel's edit. So it's his first edit, and
it's my first edit.
And I'm excited for it. I'm really excited for it. You think? This is what my computer was doing the day that I was trying to edit the podcast.
She's like, get out of my face.
Get fucked. I don't even know how I got it to stop. My computer's a potato. I think it's just like low battery.
Fucking Amy died today when you told us that. It's like, your computer's a potato?
Yes. Guys, this is my life. I fucking hate everything.
Oh my god.
Can you scooch a little bit further this way?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Yes, queen?
Okay, I'm not even gonna try anymore.
Oh, thanks for eating while we film Smooch. You weren't doing that at all during our hour and a half RuPaul's Drag Race cast, but okay, thank you.
My cups are not strong.
It's okay. You've got hands made of paper.
Paper mash.
Paper mache. I like that. That was chill.
That was a really good one. I feel really happy about it. I'm so sad that like it like doesn't go up immediately.
I know. I wish it was like Facebook Live. That's always super chill.
Wait, I need some censoring sometimes.
Yeah. We all do.